And to discuss the political developments, especially in the APC and the intrigues over zoning, we're now being joined by Prince Mustapha Audu. He's a former governorship aspirant in Kogi State and member of the ruling All Progressive Congress. Thank you so much for being here, Audu. And of course, number one question for you tonight is, yes, we know that the APC has fixed February 25th for your convention.
26th.
Is that date sacrosanct? Are we sure we're going to have that convention of your party?
To be honest, we're hoping so. There are things that need to be in place if there's a genuine intention. For example, by law, there must be a letter sent to INEC indicating that there would be a convention 21 days prior. So if by February 5th the letter is transmitted to INEC, then you know that there is potentially going to be a convention. But if by that date there is no letter, then of course it's there's not going to be a convention.
But how optimistic are you, especially if I look at the part that the Nigerian youth, especially within your party, played towards the tail end of last year to actually even invoke this convention dates that we have seen right now? How optimistic are you that we might see that convention date, especially if you look at 2023, which is around the corner?
To be honest, given the way this convention came about and given the role that we played to make it happen, we're not too sure they're happy about this specific date, but we're sure that if they don't conduct the convention, we as young people in the party, we would go ahead and conduct our own convention, because the time is right for us to see real leadership that shows that if you say something, you go about attempting at the very least to accomplish that. That's what Nigerians want to see of the APC, and that's what we want to see of our great party.
Right. What you want to see of your great party is one thing. I do know that you're not, very confident in the May Malabuni, caretaker committee, which actually for now runs the affairs of your party. What exactly is wrong with that committee, in your opinion?
To be honest, the committee has been infiltrated by PDP members. For example, the secretary of the committee is a lifelong PDP member. So if you see that and you see what's going on, why there's no convention, why, as at the time they took over, there were 36 state chairmen, but as of today, there are 93 chairmen in the 36 states. So it's very unfortunate a lot of these have happened. And then these same crises that have been created are the reasons that have been proffered as the excuses why there cannot be a convention. But if you look at the 2018 convention, I believe on the 2nd of February we had 2nd of May, sorry, we had ward congresses. On the 5th we had local government. On the 12th we had state, and on the 14th or 15th, 15th we had national convention. So in 2 weeks in 2018, when His Excellency Mai Malam Buni was actually the secretary of the party, all of this was done in 2 weeks. But unfortunately in 2022, it has taken 2 years plus, and still since 2020 this CCPC has been put in place, and yet they've been unable to conduct a convention. So we have brought about the February 26th convention, but to be honest, there are no signs in place right now to make us extremely confident that there will be a convention.
So are you alluding to the fact that there is a crisis in the APC? Because I asked you this question because you had actually declared yourself the chairperson of the CCPC.
Yes.
So is there a crisis in the APC is the big question.
Let me put it this way. In order to make an omelette, you must break a few eggs. So this is the first time young people are able to come out in a large political party and try to chart a future for ourselves. There are 27 positions available at the NWC, and as young people, we're asking for 2 per geopolitical zone. So yes, some people will call it a crisis, but for us, I wouldn't exactly call it a crisis. I believe that people must stand up, come together, exchange ideas, and then get to work. That's the fact. We want an APC that Nigerians can be proud of. We need faces that people can be confident in. We need to present competent, credible candidates, a mix of young people and older people, because you can't do away with experience,
Well, you went up against the current governor of your state, Yahaya Bello, for the ticket of the APC, but unfortunately you had lost. Yeah. But now he's actually running his 2 terms in office. But he's actually, there are some indications that he might want to run for president. Yeah. And the thing is, Nigerians are wondering, do you think Yahaya Bello will make a good president? come 2023? I put you on the spot. For a reason.
To be honest, I'll allow Nigerians to answer that. In fact, I'll allow our APC primaries to answer that. Whoever the party actually elects for the primaries, I'll support the person.
And so what zone do you think, you know, in the spirit of equity and fairness, what zone would you believe, you know, should get the opportunity to present a presidential candidate in 2023? Looking at the fact that the president is from the north and looking at the trajectory of your party, even though zoning is not in your constitution, but where should it go to?
To be honest, two things. First, again, I will always go with the decision of the party. But like you said, in order for fairness and equity, it should be all inclusive. There should be consultation. We should look at the different zones. We should look at the earnings from those zones before any decision is made. There shouldn't just be a cut and dry decision. Whether it's going to the south or the north, it should be discussed. But to be honest, in terms of equity and fairness, maybe it should go to another zone.
Another zone, like what zone? You can't just say maybe and leave me hanging. You have to tell me at least a zone that you believe should produce, like I said, in the spirit of equity and fairness. It doesn't mean that's what would happen. But in your opinion, who should produce the next candidate for the APC looking at 2023 and the presidency?
In my opinion, if you're talking about APC, I believe that they're real quality, fine gentlemen that have presented themselves as presidential aspirants. These are the best people right now compared to all the other aspirants in the other political parties, to be honest. So I think my party has produced a few good people. So anyone that comes out, I will support.
The few good people, are you speaking about your incumbent governor right now, talking about Yahaya Bello? We're seeing Jagaban Tinubu there, who's one of the leaders of your party.
Absolutely.
And also the vice president. We're seeing, you know, a lot of campaign push towards him becoming, you know, the next candidate. So amongst these three that we have seen, really,
not just them. I think in all fairness, you should add other people. There are other competent people, like the governor of Ebonyi State, who has also declared His Excellency Rochas Okorocha.
Even the Senate minority leader.
Yes, so they are competent.
That's Chief Whip.
Yeah. Yes, Oji. So I am proud of a lot of these aspirants. So I wouldn't say that in specific I would try and disenfranchise any of them. A lot of them have had dreams to be president, whether short term or in the long term. So I will support any one of them.
I see how you're enthusiastic about a particular candidate, but you know what, we'll leave this here and wait for February the 26th when the APC plans to have its national convention to see what happens. Of course, when we see who gets the chairmanship, then we'll know where the presidential aspirant and the candidate, eventual candidates will emerge from. We'll have to say thank you so much, Prince Mustapha Audu. He's a former governorship aspirant in Kogi State and of course a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.